We made a bunch of tweaks and updates to QuoteIQ, and in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through exactly what we changed and what's new and all the great things that you can now utilize within the app. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. If at any point in this video you guys are like, wow, I want to try out the software, you can try out the first link in the comment section and the description for absolutely free. The second link will be to book a call with our team if you want to ask us a bunch of questions and get more in depth with a one-on-one demo. With that being said, let's jump into all the new things. The first thing I want to take a look at with you guys is a lot of tweaks that we made to estimates. We've overhauled a lot of the way that estimates work. We're going to take a look at materials being added to estimates, subline items, and draft mode, as well as a new AI Copilot feature that we added into our estimates. So that way you can use AI to build them out. As you guys are about to see, they're getting a bit harder to deal with. The more things that we add in, kind of the more convoluted and complicated the estimates are. However, the more customizable you guys can actually make them. So if we jump in here, I'll show you guys what the estimates look like. But the more things that we add in, the more necessary the AI tools are to making those things easier to handle. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a bunch of prices here. We're going to take a look at everything that we added in. So first things first, adding in a customer remains the same. Second thing, obviously, you're going to add in your prices. And then third thing is going to be getting to this edit screen. Now, this is where we've added in a bunch of new things. First and foremost, AI Copilot. You can expand it by just clicking the side tab there. AI Copilot is going to allow you to do anything in the estimate that you want to. You can add a service, you can change a tax percentage, you can add deposits, you can set discounts, you can add client messages, you can mark services as, optional. Pretty much anything you can do within the estimate screen, you can do from the Copilot. And like I said, the more things that we add in here, more options that we give you guys, the more complex this is going to get. So it just means that we can add the AI in to make things a little bit simpler. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys one of the new features using the AI, and that is to make services optional. So I'm going to say make roof wash and roof blow off optional. Now, the reason why we added this in here was because people were requesting upsells. They wanted the ability to basically price a customer on a set amount of services, and then they wanted the ability to have upsells on the estimate as well. So now you guys have that ability. You can mark these services as add-ons or upgrades, and then the customer will then have the option on the estimate to select these as, upgrades for themselves. So we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. I just want to show you guys how that worked as well as how the AI worked. But with that being said, you can pretty much do whatever you want with the AI to change the estimate. Now let's click into an individual service. I'm going to show you guys some of the new fields we added in. Obviously, you can change the service name, service price, service description. Those are all things that we've had in the past. But now we actually give you the ability to add a subline item. So for this one, we're going to add in chemicals as a subline item. And let's say that, for chemicals, this is all the chemicals we'll use to clean the house. Boom. And then you can add an amount. We'll put $50 here, and I'll show you guys exactly how these subline items work. This was because people were having, monster jobs, and they wanted subline items to, bigger categories, and that's exactly why we added this feature in. Now, we also added in materials. We've connected this into inventory, so now your inventory should subtract when, adding it into a specific service. So let's say that you need 5 units of XYZ to do XYZ service. When that service is marked as complete, then it will deduct from your inventory. So materials has been added in. We had a request for materials to be added in, as well as labor. Labor is coming. It's on the way. We couldn't add in everything in one update, so hopefully it'll be in by the next update or, very soon. Another thing that we added in is markup. You can now do a percentage or dollar amount markup on individual services as well as the whole service list if you'd like to, and I'll show you guys how that works here in just a second. You also have the ability to add up to 5 images to a service line item. So that's something you guys can do within here now. Typically, it used to just be 1. You can now do 5. You can also create things as add-ons, which I showed you guys with the AI just a second ago. And you can also hide price. So if you're quoting 30 things, but you just want to show them the total, you can basically hide the price on every single line item if you want. So that's a ton of things that we added into editing specific services. As you guys can see, we've got our additional service underneath our house wash here, and I'll show you guys how that shows up on the estimate as well, what the customer is going to see. Now, if we come here, we can actually do markup on every single service. So let's say that we want to mark up 3% to cover credit card fees. We can now do that. It's going to apply it. It's going to mark up every single service 3%. So that way our credit card fees are automatically accounted for whenever we are billing the customer. And you can do this with anything. Let's say that you know, you got a customer that needs things done this week, you have an upcharge for that, you can now add that on. And this is not visible to the customer. So no markup is going to be visible to the customer. It's just something that internally happens and that you can set a rule for. We have all the other things that we've always had, obviously discounts, deposits, tax rates. You can add taxes, you can, you know, trigger self-scheduling, you can require signatures. One thing that we added that I don't think I mentioned in the last update is the ability to change what the estimate is called. Typically, we call all these estimates. Now, in different parts of the world and different, you know, states, people like to call things different things. Some people think that estimate means that the price could change. So that's why we added the ability for you to rename this. If you want to, you can name it quote, you can name it estimate, you can name it proposal, and so now you can make it whatever you want it to be. So just another way to customize your estimates. You also have terms and conditions, client messages, documents, photos, AI before and after images. If you guys aren't currently using AI to create before and after images to sell your jobs, highly recommend doing that. It works very well. I've used this feature a ton of different times, and it looks incredible on the estimates. I've done this in previous videos, so definitely check those out. And you now actually have the ability to attach inspection forms to estimates as well. Just a little added benefit there. Now, the last thing I didn't mention was every step of the process when you're creating an estimate, it saves all the way through. So everything that you do to the estimate, it's saving it constantly. We had some people complaining that, you know, if they got kicked out or if they exit the estimate early, that they would lose all their data. So now it saves all the way through, and we're actually adding in a feature to save as a draft. So currently you can't, you know, you can return to the estimate, schedule a job, copy link, email, or text the customer, but we will have save as draft here in the next update. So that way, if you guys are working on a big estimate and you want to come back to it, you can save it as draft and it won't, you know, be counted towards your opens, and you know that, hey, I need to come back and edit this estimate. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and copy this link and we'll take a look at what this estimate looks like for the customer. All right, so that loaded in nicely. As we said before, we got a couple services here that are mandatory services, and we have our add-ons as well. So the way these add-ons work is just like our options estimate. So this is kind of a blend of standard and options estimate. So now the customer sees, hey, it's going to be $428 to get these two things done, but also there's a roof wash and a roof blow off we can add on. They can then select these options if they like. That's going to raise the price depending upon, you know, how much is charged. So now you have the ability to upsell within your service list, which is awesome. Everything else here works exactly the same. Obviously, every customer that comes through has to sign. The PDF is then going to be time and date stamped with that specific customer signature. So these are all the tweaks that we made to estimates. Just going to make it a lot easier for you guys to get even more customized with the things that you're offering within your estimates. And now you can use AI to create those estimates as well, which is another added benefit. So let's go through here real quick, see if I miss anything. Subline items, we broke that down. Materials on estimates and invoices. Draft mode with autosave. That's a beautiful feature because obviously you don't want to lose those big estimates. Markups, tools for faster pricing adjustments. And then we have that inline editing with the images and cleaner PDF. So all very important things in terms of estimates. All right, the next thing we're going to get into is we've revamped the way that the inventory works. So inventory system upgrades. Inventory management has been a part of QuoteIQ for a while, but this upgrade brings it to the next level and ties it tightly to the new material feature on estimates. So we have cost, price, and margin visibility. We've got materials linked directly to inventory, as I was mentioning to you guys earlier, as well as automatic inventory deduction on job completion, which is something that a lot of people were asking about. So now all these things I do want to mention in terms of all these updates with inventory and estimates, these things are in beta. So, you know, there could be some things in here that we're still working through. If you guys find anything that needs improvement or could be better, please reach out to us and let us know because we're always trying to get better. We also have inventory analytics and management now. So you can kind of have analytics layer that shows inventory value tracking, usage breakdowns, and category level views. Let's go ahead and jump into inventory and let's go ahead and see if we can actually see any of these changes firsthand. So if we click on inventory here, obviously we have a table view now. So this is a lot better view than what we previously had. We've got our products, locations, suppliers, orders, transactions, and then we have that analytics screen that we mentioned earlier. So you can look at the value at cost, value at the price that you're going to charge, what that margin is. You've got total products in here. You've got your stock health. So you can see what you're running low on the way, pending orders, locations, and total suppliers. So we're really trying to make this feature as good as it possibly can be. So if you guys notice anything that we could do better, please let us know on that. So the next thing we did is calendars, jobs, and scheduling. So we have employee and crew calendar filtering, new calendar views for days, weeks, and months, and we have improved recurring jobs as well as route optimization. So as you guys know, the calendar has undergone a ton of different tweaks and changes and, you know, upgrades recently, and we're always trying to make the calendar better because everybody operates their business from this calendar. It needs to be as good as it possibly can be. And that's why we continue to work on it and make it better. So now you have the ability to sort by month. You can sort by week, or you can even sort by day to view things this way. So just if you need to get a better look for how things look, you can now sort in different ways here. You can also use the actions tab here. We have route optimization, employee timelines, crew timelines, schedule later, export schedule, and then mass invoice. I don't think we ever looked at mass invoice. The beautiful thing about mass invoice is you can mass invoice via today, this week, or this month, and it'll actually pull in every single job, and you can invoice directly from here. It even tells you the amount. So if you're somebody who does a lot of jobs, a lot of smaller jobs, this is a really good way to go in order to get everybody invoiced on the calendar. So just another feature we added in. I'm pretty sure we added it in. I'm pretty sure we added this in on the last update. I just didn't get a chance to actually show you guys. So something to keep in mind. Last couple of things we did, Client Hub and communication. So Client Hub phone, you now have call routing and forwarding, which we'll take a look at. Customer portal shows photos, galleries, and shareable links. And you also have messaging and contact management inside of Client Hub. So if you guys haven't seen Client Hub is basically our phone system within the app. So if we click in here, you guys are going to see we got Christy Pound here. She's a property manager. We've got her phone, her email. We've got notes. So we've basically added in a customer preview screen here on the right-hand side. Obviously, we have our customer communication here. And then the things that we added in terms of the phone system, you can call through here. You can look up contact details, add contacts. You can also close this chat. But one cool thing we did is within the configure settings for your Client Hub, you can now do in-app voice calling, or you can forward the calls to another phone number if you'd like to. If you don't want to take calls in the app, you can forward it to your personal phone number. And we also added in call settings. So now we have call recording, so you can make sure that you're recording every single one of these calls. We have AI call summaries for the call recordings. I'm not sure if that's 100% yet. It's probably still in beta, so that'll probably be officially released in the next update. So you guys stand by for that. We've also, for unanswered calls, we've added the ability to go to voicemail. We are going to add in the ability for the virtual call team to actually pick up these calls. So if you can't make it to the phone, someone is going to answer that call. And then you can put in business hours for the phone. So you can, say basically when you want things to be answered. We have after hour call forwarding, and we also have voicemail phone greeting. So you can either type in a message or record a message. And now you can actually see voicemails that come through your Client Hub as well. So a ton of different features that we added into Client Hub. We're going to be doing a complete overhaul on this feature. You guys will see very soon with all the AI that we're adding in here in terms of, the call answering, in terms of the recording, call transcriptions, and then we're even going to add in the ability for AI to message back your customers if you're not able to get back to them within a certain time frame. So hang out for that. That one's going to be really cool. Lastly, let's get into AI automations and UI fixes. So AI reliability and automation execution. We've just added in a bunch of things into our AI systems to make them even better. We've done some UI tweaks to dark mode. If you guys ever use dark mode within the app, it's not something that I use personally, but if you ever use it and you notice things that are not looking properly, just send that in to us, please, because we don't use dark mode all the time. So there's some things that get missed, especially with all the new features that we're adding in. So dark mode, we've made some tweaks to that, made it look a little bit better. If you guys do use dark mode, keep us updated on that. And fixes and stability. So just making everything work as good as it possibly can. Like I said, if you guys have any issues, please reach out to us. We are incredibly, easy to talk to in terms of trying to get everything situated for you, making sure this is the best app experience for you. So if you have any feature requests, if you have any bugs, just send them in. We'll take care of them. So my name is Justin, Forever Self-Employed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for me, check out QuoteIQ down below. And until next time, hustle hard, get that money, baby. Peace.